What is going on, guys? Thanks for checking out this video, my sports Gematria. In this video, I'm going to go over some basketball games for Tuesday, May 3rd, 2022. I'm going to show you highlights of each side, and it's going to be up to you to determine who you think will win based on the numbers. I encourage you to add additional information on top of this if needed for you to feel confident in your own pick. And I wish you guys the best of luck on all your picks today. Let's go ahead and get into the games. We're going to be looking at two games, Bucks versus the Celtics in game 2, and Warriors versus the Grizzlies in game 2. Both of these are the semifinals for the NBA playoffs. And then on this side of the screen is what I call my daily numbers, date numerology, Gregorian Hebrew calendar. And then on this side of the screen is what I call my game numbers specific to the game. The way that I have it structured here is I keep track of the home team win-loss records for the NBA playoffs. So this particular game, Bucks versus Celtics, will be the 48th NBA playoff game for this season. Bucks lead the series 1-0. They could become 2-0 or 1-1. Right here is the road team. I have their coach's numbers, his record, his postseason record. I have the team's record for the season, their road record, as well as their record in the playoffs as a team all time. In the middle is the head-to-head record between the two teams, as well as for the postseason, as well as for this season in particular. Then at the bottom is the home team, their season record, their home record, their playoff record as a team, and their coach's record. All right, so let's just go ahead and jump right into this. Starting with the Bucks versus the Celtics in game 2. Bucks won game 1. Bucks are looking to up the series 2-0, or Celtics can get some revenge here 1-1. I'm going to start with the home team first. I'm going to go over a couple numbers here that will allow the home team to win this game. And then I'll go over some numbers for the road team. Some numbers that allow the road team to win this game. So if the Celtics were going to win this game, one thing that we can say is today is the second day of the second month on the Hebrew religious, like 22, second day of the second month, like 22. It's the 32nd day of the Hebrew religious year. So you have 22, 2-2, and 32. Celtics can sit on 32 losses for the season with a win as they pick up their 22nd playoff win head-to-head against the Bucks to go with. So you have that 22 and that 32, which could be represented for the Hebrew calendar right there. If Bucks lose, they they get their 33rd loss for this season, as Celtics become 3-3, like 33 head-to-head against the Bucks for this season with the win. Celtics would get their 31st home win, 31 the 11th prime number, as they even the series 1-1 head-to-head against the Bucks for the playoffs this year. Today is May 3rd, written 5/3 or 3/5, and Bucks coach can sit on 53 wins postseason for his career with a loss. And what else? 41st playoff game head-to-head between these two teams. Bucks coach could become 53-41 for a playoff record in his career with a loss. He would sit on 53 wins on May 3rd, written 5/3, as he gets his 41st playoff loss and the 41st head-to-head matchup between these two postseason. So those would be some numbers there for the Celtics to win this game. If the Bucks were going to go ahead and up the series 2-0, like 20 for the playoffs with a win, they can also get their 20th playoff head-to-head win against the Celtics to go with. So they can up the series 2-0 as they get their 20th playoff head-to-head win against the Celtics. The Celtics would sit on 30 home wins with a loss today, with 30 date numerology on the Gregorian, as well as 50 date numerology on the Gregorian, and Bucks would get their 57th win for this season. If you write out 57 sums to 50. And then it would be Bucks that would sit on 32 losses with the win instead of the Celtics. Today, the 32nd day of the Hebrew religious calendar. Could be in favor for the Bucks in this scenario. This will be the 89th game for the Bucks for the season. 89th game. 89 is the 24th prime number. Celtics can fall 2-4, like 24 head-to-head against for this season with the loss. And then Bucks would sit on 135 all-time head-to-head losses against Celtics with the win, as Celtics become 30-15 at home for the season with the loss. 3-1-5, 1-3-5. Similar numbers are being used. And then one last thing for the Bucks getting their 57th win and sitting on 32 losses. 57 sums to 50, but it also sums to 131, the 32nd prime number. Today being the 32nd day of the Hebrew religious year. Bucks can sit on 32 losses as they get that 57th win. And that would be some numbers for both sides for this particular matchup. Let's go ahead and move on to the next game. The Warriors versus the Grizzlies. Warriors versus the Grizzlies. So starting with the home team, and then we'll go over some numbers for the road team. If the home team Grizzlies were going to win this game, one thing that could be played in their favor is today is May 3rd, written 5/3 or 3/5. You could look at it as a 53 or a 35. Grizzlies can become 3-5 head-to-head against Warriors for the postseason all time with the win. Warriors would be 5-3 on their end with the loss, as Grizzlies become 35-53 for a playoff record as a team in general. So they could become 35-53 for the playoffs in general, the Grizzlies, as they become 3-5, like 35 head-to-head against the Warriors for the playoffs on May the 3rd, written 5/3 or 3/5. It's a day with 30-date numerology on the Gregorian. Warriors coach, he can get his 30th playoff loss for his career to go with. And then the Warriors, they would get their 31st loss for the season. 31, the 11th prime number. Grizzlies can even the score 1-1 head-to-head against for the series, like an 11. This type of connection can work in for both home teams, basically. So Celtics, they can get their 31st home win as they even the series 1-1, 31 the 11th prime. And Grizzlies can give Warriors their 31st loss for the season as they even the series 1-1, like 31 the 11th prime. So both home teams today have that 31-11 connection to even the score in game 2 for the series. Let's see what else for the Grizzlies here. Grizzlies, they can get their 52nd all-time head-to-head win against Warriors today. Today will be the 239th day of the Hebrew civil calendar. 239 is the 52nd prime number. Grizzlies can get their 52nd all-time head-to-head win against the Warriors to go with the 31, the 11, the 35 head-to-head, the 35-53 record. And then Grizzlies can get their 61st win for the season. This could potentially be another Hebrew connection. They can get their 52nd all-time head-to-head win against Warriors, 239, the 52nd prime. But it's also the 32nd day of the Hebrew religious. And if you write out the number 61, 61 sums to 131, the 32nd prime number. So Grizzlies could have two sides of the calendar in their favor. Grizzlies can get that 61st win. 61 sums to 131, the 32nd prime, it being the 32nd day of the Hebrew. Then they can get their 52nd all-time head-to-head win against Warriors, it being the 239th day of the Hebrew civil side, the 52nd prime. Then you can throw in the 5-3 connections for Grizzlies and the 1-1, the 11, and the 31. All right, so if Warriors were going to win this game, Warriors coach would continue to sit on 229 losses for his career with a win. 229 is the 50th prime number, as Warriors sit on 30 losses for the season with the win, today with 30 and 50-date numerology. On the Gregorian, this is the reason why I picked the Warriors in game 1 to win. The coach continued to sit on that 229, and Warriors sit on that 30 to head into this game in particular. And they could continue to sit on that through this game if they wanted them to, because Grizzlies could go ahead and pick up their 30th loss for the season to go with it all. today with 30 and 50 date numerology. Warriors sit on 30 losses. Grizzlies get their 30th loss. And then their coach, Warriors, sits on 229, the 50th prime. What else? It being the 108th all-time head-to-head matchup between these two teams. This being Warriors' 45th away game for the season. Warriors can get their 59th win for the season with these numbers surrounding them. 59, if I can spell it correctly. 59 written out does sum to 108, and it sums to 45 in the 108th all-time head-to-head matchup. Warriors' 45th road game. They could get their 59th win for the season. 59 sums to 108 and 45. Warriors would get their 57th all-time head-to-head win against Grizzlies if this were to happen. 57, I've already shown you, written out, sums to 131, the 32nd prime number. Today being the 32nd day of the Hebrew religious. It also sums to 50. Today having 50 date numerology on the Gregorian. It could go along with Grizzlies getting their 30th loss. Warriors sitting on 30 losses with a win. Their coach sitting on 229, the 50th prime. 57 sums to 50. And 131, the 32nd prime. Grizzlies could sit on 32, continue to sit on 32 home wins with a loss on the 32nd day of the Hebrew religious calendar. So that's about, that's about both sides for you. There should be plenty there for you to kind of make a decision on what you want to do, either which way. Tough games today. I can see the revenge narrative for the Grizzlies. I can see the revenge narrative for the Celtics. And at the same time, I can make a narrative for the Bucks, and I can make a narrative for the Warriors. So it's definitely not the easiest of days. I'll make my picks on Patreon, of course. And hopefully this information has given you enough to kind of build your own decode, add on to it, just kind of compare notes, stuff like that. I wish you guys the best of luck on all your picks. Hopefully you win all the money in the world. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the support. And I'll see you in the next video.